Emmanuel Macron has been humiliated as his nuclear plans were hit with more delays after the French president's plot to classify the energy source as green faced backlash from within the EU. Electricity giant EDF on Wednesday announced that the Flamanville plant on the Channel coast would not be loaded with fuel until the second quarter of 2023 instead of late 2022. Mr. Macron has been pushing for plans for new reactors to provide low-carbon energy. This comes as France has demanded that nuclear should be classified as a green technology under future EU rules. The projected costs had increased by another €300 million, £250.6 million, to €12.7 billion, £10.6 billion, EDF said. This is about 4 times more than the initial forecast of €3.3 billion, £2.76 billion. Construction on the new generation EPR plant began in 2007 and was supposed to be finished in 2012. Back in November, Mr. Macron had announced that for the first time in decades, we will restart construction of nuclear reactors in our country. He said that the plans would guarantee France's energy independence. This comes at a time when Europe's energy prices have been soaring as a result of its dependence on Russian gas. Russian President Vladimir Putin has sent prices skyrocketing to record highs by decreasing volumes of gas traveling into the continent through its network of gas pipelines. Now, there have been calls to include gas and nuclear in the EU's green taxonomy. The EU's taxonomy is intended to hand a green badge to companies and activities, or to withhold it, to help shift investments where they are most needed. This is part of the bloc's aim to direct funding towards energy sources with a low or zero carbon footprint. With 56 reactors providing over 70% of France's electricity, according to EDF, Paris has led the charge for nuclear power to be recognized as a green technology. But these calls have sparked fury among a group of countries who say it is not a green energy source. German Environment Minister Steffi Lemke has said it would be absolutely wrong to include nuclear energy on the list, as it can lead to devastating environmental catastrophes. German Europe Minister Anna Luehmann told AFP last week that will agree to disagree on the issue with the French on the issue. Berlin is currently planning to shut all its nuclear plants by the end of this year. And the new German coalition now includes the Green Party, which has been strongly opposed to nuclear energy since the 1970s. But Germany is not alone in its disapproval of French demands. Climate Action Network slammed Mr. Macron's plan as an act of greenwashing. The group said, the greenwashing operation being carried out by France is potentially costly. billions of euros could be diverted away from investing in a just transition to a sustainable economy to finance the construction of new nuclear and fossil gas power plants, until at least 2045 and 2030 respectively. State-controlled EDF said Wednesday that the delays to the Flamanville plant could partly be blamed on the pandemic. The plant has experienced a number of technical setbacks in the past, like when the nuclear watchdog identified problems with welding back in 2019. But the delays in France could spell bad news for Britain too. That is because British sites, Hinkley Point C and Sizewell C, will both use the same new EPR reactor design. Nuclear power accounts for about 20% of UK annual power. But most of its aging nuclear fleet is set to shut down within the decade. Hinkley Point C in Somerset and Sizewell C in Suffolk are currently the only new plants on the table. A spokesman for EDF said, "The experience gained from other EPRs has already led to innovation and productivity improvements at Hinkley Point C, which is making great progress despite the challenges created by the COVID pandemic." These benefits will flow through to Sizewell C, where replication will reduce costs for consumers. The current gas crisis underlines the value of investment in nuclear in this country.